So the first person I want to bring up, he is a stand-up comedian. And he hosts an open mic on Tuesdays at the Tap House in Ghent. This is Billy Raim! Kevin Allison, everybody!
Good to be here, man. I took Kevin's class today, and storytelling is so much different than stand-up comedy. Because stand-up comedy, you're like, joke, punchline, fart, bigger fart. It's pretty much how it is. But with Kevin and the way he works with you and stories, like he makes you dig deep inside yourself and be personal. And stand-up comedians, no matter what we say, make you laugh, we're probably hiding a lot and crying on the inside for most of our jokes. So thinking about a story, I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? What's so personal to me that I can just, show myself? And I'm very fucking shallow to begin with. So this is a hard thing, but I thought fear. There's a side of all of us that makes us who we are today from the fear we had growing up. It could be any fear in the world that you had growing up, and it all stems from somewhere deep. Personally, I've always had a fear of pooping in public. Restrooms. I'm sorry, public restrooms. If I'm gonna put this image in your head, at least it's gonna be the right image. You know what I mean? But I know you're thinking like, oh, that's idiotic, that's dumb, but let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I'm an only child, and after a few failed pregnancies, my mother had me at the age of 39 in 1979. So I am my mother's miracle baby. So I remember my mom has always been, as wonderful a mother she is, and she always has been, she's always been very, very paranoid and very, just terrified of germs and diseases. And now that I'm thinking about it, everything else in the world. But I remember as a kid when we were on road trips, and I was just a wee little lad, I would say, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. And we would pass countless exits before my mom would find a place deemable to stop. But even after we found that place to stop, I had to wait in the car for my mom to go inside and give it the white glove inspection. Nothing but the best for her baby boy's tushy, So there's the rhyme. My mom was a school teacher. And in elementary school, she put me in the same school that she taught at to have me closer to her. And it was a very, very, very poor elementary school. In fact, the boys' rooms didn't have any stalls whatsoever. There was toilets lining one side, sinks lining the other. And if you remember in elementary school, there was no raising your hand to go to the bathroom when you wanted. There was designated bathroom breaks through the day. And when those bathroom breaks happened, all the class would go out to the restrooms, boys outside the boys' room, girls outside the girls. They would let however many in, and then when one child came out, the next child would go in. Which is usually not a big deal, but at my poor elementary school, if you actually had the bravery to perform this deed, you were on display in middle of everybody like some fucked up piece of think art. So that could be a reason, I think. But every day after school, while all the halls would clear and my mom was doing work, I would go around and find a place of solitude to do my duties. Well, one afternoon, after my daily perimeter check, I went inside the restroom, and right about when I was let's just say empty the tank, the door swings open and in comes the 6th grade basketball team. Now, so the basketball team comes in, of course they're 6th graders, so it's just all, ew, look at the boy pooping, look at the boy pooping. The yells are so loud, the basketball coach comes in blowing his whistle, sees what's going on, and starts wrangling everybody out of the room, which I would have thanked him, but that douchebag was laughing louder than any of the kids themselves. Could that be a reason? I don't know. My freshman year of high school, I was told by the doctors that I had IBS and Crohn's disease-like symptoms and colitis as well. So not only did I have this fear of public restrooms, now I had no control over when it was going to go down or how it was going to come out. But once again, my mom stepped in, and she made a deal with the high school and the church that we attended right next door, so every day at lunch, after I ate lunch, I could sneak over to the church and Hail Mary my ass off. Thanks, Mom. It's absolutely fantastic. So now I can be a normal teenager, right? I can go ahead and live my teenage years and get destroyed by puberty like every other kid. And I did. I had the worst bowl cut ever. It was perfect, it was greasy, it was just like molded from Christ himself. I had acne that would detonate when it came in contact with sunlight. Let's just say that I was at the back of the line when it came to being a cool kid. All right? Oh, don't all. I went through it. So, this brings me to all 4 years of high school were pretty much like that. I went over to the church to take a shit every single day at lunch. So, May 1999, late May 1999, it was my senior year of high school. Everything was going my way. I just got my first car. I had a really rad job at Blockbuster Video. But, more importantly, I just scored my first date. Oh, man, dude. I was so infatuated with this girl all 4 years in high school. She said she'd go out with me. I went out and I bought a nice shirt and some nice slacks. And you remember back in the 90s when swing music exploded back in the scene and those ridiculous zoot suit chains were the tits? I got one of those too. So the big night came. I drove over to her house in my '88 Ford Tempo. I walked up to the door. I rang the doorbell. I went and I shook the father's hand. Hi, my name is Billy Raim. I'm here to pick up your daughter, just like a gentleman. The date was fantastic. First, we went out to dinner. We laughed. We learned about each other for the first time. Oh my God, it was fantastic. After dinner, we went and saw Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Halfway through the date, she reaches over and she grabs my hand and she starts doing this little rubby thingy where her thumb's rubbing the top of my thumb. For the first time, I thought the pimply-ass nerd kid was gonna win. And then I felt a sneeze come on. And I'm like, whoa, Billy, don't sneeze. If you sneeze, this rubby hand thingy, fucking rubbing thingy is over. It's donezo. Just don't sneeze. All right, I won't sneeze. Hey, shit. Literally. She says, bless you. And I'm thinking in my mind, you have no idea, girl. Just be cool, Billy. Just be cool. So just get up, face her, walk slowly, leave the room, and nothing's gonna be, you'll be okay. But my body had more panicky ideas. So I jump up out of the seat, the zoot suit chain catches the theater seat and rips my pants down the side. So by that time, my mind's like, oh, fuck it, run, bro. So I take out, off the theater, out the front doors, get in my car, and I leave her there. Tell me you do something different. She called my house a few times after that, but I never wanted to talk to her because I didn't know if she knew what happened, and I didn't want to take that chance. I would rather be the douchebag that left her there besides the douchebag that shit right beside her during Phantom Menace. I think sometimes the only way to get over fears is to shock yourself in such a way that you're so embarrassed that this fear doesn't even matter anymore. Last year, my wife had an opportunity to go to Shanghai, China and work for 6 weeks. 4 weeks into that, me and a buddy hopped on a 15-hour flight, which, by the way, I didn't eat anything because I was not going to be public enemy number one on that flight. But we hopped on a plane and we went over there for 15 hours. We get there, and the thing about China is food over there is so different than over here. Even the Chinese food is completely different. And for somebody with a hair trigger ass like myself, this is gonna cause some issues. Every single meal that we went and eat at, immediately I would make my wife and my buddy hop in a cab no matter how far we were from the hotel and go back to the hotel so I can do my business. So the last night we're there, and this happens every single solitary meal for 5 days in a row, 3 meals a day. The last day we're there, we find the most amazing place on earth. It is a go-kart track. It is a bar. And they encourage you to do both of these things as much as possible. This is amazing. We drank all day. We raced go-karts all day. It was the best day I've ever had in my life. And of course, after a while, at the end of the day, dinner came. And of course, after dinner, I'm like, well, that was a great day. Let's go ahead and pack it up. And my buddy is like, whoa. Buddy, We just been doing this every single day for you. We eat, you shit. We eat, you shit. We have to get in a cab. In between then, this is done. You're a 33-year-old man. It's just a poop, bro. It's just a poop. Go do it. I don't know if it was the liquid courage or not, but I got up from the table. I'm like, you're right, bro. I can do this. So I walk into the bathroom, and I walk to the bathroom, and as soon as I get there, I notice that there's 4 doors, 2 women's, 2 men's, and some Mandarin writing on it. I'm drunk. I'm like, fuck it. So I go inside one of the bathrooms. I walk up to the first stall, and I Van Damme kick the door open, and there's nothing. Just a porcelain slab on the floor with a softball-sized hole in it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I walk over to the next door and I kind of half-assed Van Damme kick it open because I'm confused. And it's the same thing. Just a porcelain hole on the floor. And suddenly it hits me. It's like, Billy, this is a squatter. You know what a squatter is. You read about a squatter when you were doing research on Chinese and where to poop in China, your poop search. You know what a squatter is. And I'll be damned, Billy, if you're gonna ruin your wife and friends' awesome day at this wonderful place on earth all the way across the world because you got a shit. So I walk in, and the first thing I notice when I walk in, I close the door, there's nowhere to hang your pants. Look, we as Americans are so spoiled because we have toilets everywhere. With a little bit of effort, anyone can walk out and find a toilet. And there's no strategy with toilets. You just sit down and go. There's nothing. But a squatter takes game plan. It takes a little bit of effort. So you sit there and you realize you gotta have your pants on. That's fine. And then you're like, oh, how do I stand? Do I gotta lean? Do I gotta whatever? And then let me get this way and make it better for you. And then there's like 2 little bars. You're like, oh shit bars. Great. Okay, cool. So you lean back on these bars, and you're like, and then it starts hitting, all the other things start hitting you. It's like, all right, Billy, your ass is right over the hole. You're gonna do this, whoa. Don't push too hard or you're gonna miss the hole, okay? But don't not push, because you're just gonna trickle. You know what? Screw it, just go. I felt like that I just conquered the biggest fear in the world. That the little 5-year-old me was sitting right there in that stall with me going, yeah. In mid-celebration, there's a knock at the door. And without being demeaning to Chinese people and their broken English in China, because they really, really try hard, he basically tells me that I'm in the shower section of the employee locker room. What do you do then? But I did muster up enough strength to ask him, like, hey man, can I have some paper, man? And the only thing I heard, and I think it's what he said, at least that's what my mind thinks he said, was, what, do you want to write an apology letter? And he walks out. Since then, I have never had a problem pooping in public restrooms. Why? 1, because I'm an American and we have toilets. But thank you very much, China. I appreciate it. And thank you guys very much. Good night.